So, the game of the day so far, hopefully.
Thumb peg from Greg.
The left-hander's thumb peg.
Left-hander's thumb peg. And he's put one to within 2 or 3 inches. Calum, extra pace in his bowl, not pegging back to it. He didn't have to go much further, just actually go off the green.
Well, if he puts another anywhere near it, I can see Calum trying to break these balls of Greg, and I think
that's close enough.
I think that's close.
Oh
enough.
No!
Never in a million years.
Well, he's got back bowl, and he really should be playing a bit further through than that because he's tight.
I cannot believe it. I am absolutely
somewhat surprised by that.
I've been smacked in the gob. Nothing for short, and he's played a length. Very strange. Anyway, Greg going for the corners. I think this is a part of his game has improved dramatically this season. Good player anyway, but he seems to just doesn't mind going a distance with the jack in the hand. That used to be where you used to take him when you got in.
Yeah. It's almost been his preferred tactic this week, starting from last Saturday. He's actually going, 35, 40 yards.
Yeah, well, the year he won the Waterloo, which seemed an awful long time ago, but it isn't. I don't think he sent the jack further than 25 yards in all the games that were shown. And now it seems to be his primary tactic, go distance. But when you're putting them like that, I mean, Duncan used to play this mark, and he didn't always put them that close.
There's not a crown green bowler who's ever sat on a bowling green. He can't put them as far away as anybody else. Just that the ones at the very top of the game do it a damn sight
less than the others. Yeah. This will hang out with pace.
Well, saved.
Yeah, saved one. Not sure that was just what he was intending, but that's what's happened.
Because this is actually a repeat of a game I enjoyed from last year. And the last game on of the last 64 of the Waterloo, Co-op Funeral Care Waterloo Handicap, was this. A bit of a thriller that Calum won.
It's a common thing amongst top players. You tend to play each other an awful lot. I can't remember playing you very much, but these lads seem to play.
I can remember playing you, Andrew. I remember getting beat by you.
See, I don't remember that at all. Duncan, of course, used to play the right-hander's thumb peg this way. Similar sort of area of the green. Good bowls, And he used to say anywhere on this green in the corners, if you were playing them that sort of distance, putting them a yard off, that you'd win the Waterloo, no problem. But I think you need to put them a little bit closer than that now. Couple of foot in that and be an absolute reeling. After it, just give it a little stamp there, just to give it know that he's there. Danced round it a little bit. I wonder. You just love it when there's a bit of needle, don't you?
Well, I believe for the challenge match last night, you're used to Calum doing a bit of the dancing round his bowl, but Greg was doing it as well.
Oh, maybe just give him back what he thinks he's getting. Who knows? More of it, I say. So, measures called for. So how are we looking here with the Arthur Land merit table?
Well, obviously Calum's still in.
So
Wayne's still in. Greg's still in.
So basically, Greg or Wayne has to win this.
Oh, one of them's got to win it, yeah.
Greg or Wayne has to win this. That'll gain them 7 points. So Greg...
it's 12 points.
Oh, so yes, Greg will go above that.
So Calum's got a minimum of 126 points.
Mm.
And you can get 13 points more for winning it. So Wayne wants Calum to get beat in this game.
Of course he does. And then he can just go out and...
Huge thanks to Bowls Comps for sponsoring the Arthur Land ranking table.
Just spoken to Stuart Meddings, not sure if he's the brains or not, but he's certainly one of the guys behind Bowls Comps. It's booking easy.
Is it?
So that's the strap line. It's booking easy.
All right. The way you've been coming up with things today, I did wonder where you were going with that.
I've had an off day. It's just been a long week. Many apologies for well, everything. Tell you, I've had so many people.
Last Saturday does seem a long time ago.
I've had so many people come up to me moaning and groaning about things that have happened. I'm sure it's my fault that bloody North Korea are setting off nuclear weapons and stuff, but I can assure you I have very little to do with things. I just talk rubbish for a couple of hours. Well, Greg, what have you got? Jacko ball. Oh, what a good ball that is. Little bit of room.
Gets the connection, turns round, looks at his opponent, runs backwards for 3 or 4 steps.
Don't you love it? We love a little bit of needle.
Now, really, there's an awful lot of room here. Whether Calum realises how much room he's got to play in, but he's only got to put 4 foot in his first bowl. He's got to be a little bit careful because it is quite slick, that corner, but...
Yeah, well, anything past it, anywhere near a length, needs to stop. Oh, nice little touch on the jack, can't go out now. I wonder if he'll start running backwards and...
Yeah, 1 to Calum. His first point of the game, 5-1. That's a finger peg mark under the crown. Has block up been called?
Well, it won't surprise me because it is not exactly in the way, but anything short will be in the way.
I did wonder because no one actually seemed to be terribly interested in throwing the jack back.
There is a referee on the green. He's just picked it up, sent it back beautifully from whence it came. Jeepers. There's a few already worse for wear. Tad inebriated.
Oh, Calum decides that last bowl of the other game has been played, so Calum puts it back, chooses the mark that he wants to go on. It's a finger peg, after it all the way. To within 8-10 inches of the jack. Greg's reply. Slightly different land. Calum's walking it past. Oh, Calum's walking his bowl, Greg's bowl past the jack. Looking at the crowd. Give a quick score update from the other game. It's 5 across between Michael Beard and Wayne Ditchfield. Calum's after it, dancing it way through, wafting it through his legs.
Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie me. That's tempted Greg into playing for the jack. Oh, dear me.
Rate 1, 2-5.
Getting a little bit lively. For all of you at home who are watching this, who decided they didn't want to come today, you have missed a treat already. I think this game is going to bubble up nicely. So,
and pictures can tell 1,000 words, so we'll just let them get on with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely stroked it out. Likes it.
Can't be going much more than 22 yards.
No, not so bad. Get that licked, he says.
Long tape's called. I think Mike's just checking.
Aye.
It looks to be a mark from here, but obviously you can't always tell.
Yeah.
It's always a decent tactic to if someone is playing very short marks again, you to start taping early, just puts it in the back of their mind.
Yep, he'll be, of course, well versed in this from the other side, where players have got tapes out just to slow them down, really, more than anything. A little bit of mental games.
Just checking. It may not be a mark, is it? Just, yes.
We'll never know just how far.
Greg's reply. Oh, he's got other wheel, hasn't he?
He has. Obviously see Calum's ball. You can hear from the audio the wind that's very blustery around the stadium. Well, just running it in. Getting another.
Incoming, I think full power from Greg. As the referees in the corner have difficulty winding the tape up, but they've managed it. Well done.
Ooh,
one out.
Just the one. Well
Save
stopped,
it.
Calum. Well stopped.
3-5. So I'd just like to thank everybody for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. I'd like to thank the sponsors who have been kind enough to contribute to the cost of these productions. Without them, you know, these productions have become much more difficult to arrange, so thank you to them.
Oh, he has picked up that wind, you can really hear it.
Have you noticed the referee staying well out the way? It's difficult to remain on the green and yet get further away from what's happening.
He's getting very revved up, is our Calum. Are you suggesting there may be some?
I'm not suggesting anything.
Some rules being broken, maybe some transgressions of laws.
I'm sure there'll be people at home going, "Is he allowed to do that?"
Yeah, you're probably right. I know most of the members at my club would be asking exactly the same question. And my answer is always, these players have played in front of more referees than any other players in the country. And yet they don't get balls kicked off, so they can't be doing anything wrong. Would that be a good answer?
It'll be a very good answer, but you're going to get people at home going, well, he's not allowed to get that close to a ball. How can he get that close to a ball?
Where does it say?
He's caught it up, which is beyond what quite a few people can do.
Where does it say that?
Well, it doesn't.
It doesn't say
the rule,
that.
Rule book says you can't interfere with the running of a ball.
Has he interfered with the running of the ball?
Not.
Has he kicked it? Oh, that's the answer I always give my club mates. Oh, still 2. Oh.
2 for Calum Wraight, 5 across.
Wow. Remind me about this game. Oh, is it a old man's game? Is that the image? Is that you're looking on the green now? Who's the oldest player?
If we were on the green, I'll tell you that it would look like an old man's game if we were on the green. We both can barely bloody move.
Is Calum the eldest out there? I think he is, isn't he?
Yeah, and there can't be many. Well, I think isn't Wayne 26 or 27? Michael Beer's 24. Greg's 22 or just under. We haven't got any. We
haven't got any sheets, have we?
We didn't collect them. We were very professional. See, we lack someone who knows what they're doing.
Well, exactly. We know that.
And Calum's after it.
Skippy. Skippy the bush kangaroo.
Greg turned over again.
Yep. And missed it again. Tell you, just is so good for the crowd when he's buzzing.
I think it's fair to say that Calum is gazing over to certain members of the crowd with a particular malevolence.
No, I like that word. I can't say it.
I only just said it myself.
You did only just say it.
Not 100% I got it right, but I thought I had a good go at it.
Well, that's not a good one, Calum. But
what Calum is missing is a bigger, more brightly coloured cloth.
Yes, I think you're right. I might buy him a pink one.
He looks to have some kind of an old dishcloth, which probably lets the entire game down.
Well, full.
I've seen people get Olympic gold medals with less enthusiasm than that. Smith 2, 7-5.
It's very easy commentating on games like this.
We could sit down.
We don't have to say anything really. Just let the cameras just tell the story. This is just tremendous fun. Now they're chanting.
I like the fact that we say it's all gone quiet over there. The people who were chanting were standing next to them. Slightly loose lead.
Calum's changed over. Interesting. Yeah, good one already. I think Calum's balls are going to be blue by the end of the day. I hope he can get it off. Well, in the big game of the day, Huddersfield have drawn with Burnley, so at least I won't get any stick.
Oh dear.
Till January, which is good actually.
Great bowl from Greg. It's definitely won it. In the other semi-final, Wayne Ditchfield 8, Michael Beer 9.
Should be a relatively straightforward shot for Calum. Touch his own ball. Come past it with a length. Oh, striking. What's he striking for?
Oh no.
Wow. That's why he's striking.
Yeah.
See, that's not the right ball for me.
Well,
that's not the right ball at all.
You can have either option, promote your own in or just sit on Greg's.
But when you're buzzing like he is, it probably... I bet Greg's ball looked the size of a beach ball.
Finger peg, through the middle of the green. Markey played really well in his last game.
Yeah.
He's not happy with it.
No, it's not a good lead. It's one of mine. Why bother? Why bother? Greg's changed over. It's not a good one. Not a good one, but it's done a job.
It's in a bit of a funny place for Calum if he wants to keep on going finger peg.
I think he's got to change over. I don't think he's an option.
Oh.
Ooh, what's he done? What's he done?
He's either know he's sent a good one and he's just put too far. You would think. You would think Greg would have a fairly easy.
I'll have a pint with you. He gets 2.
Yeah, I'll pack me behind me, lad. I'm not bothered. You know, I'll get you and Calum a pint.
Yeah, but you'll get us a pint to share. That's the problem. Yeah.
I'll get 2 straws.
Yeah. A little bit of a chorus from the Warwick and Worcester male voice choir.
Left-hander's thumb peg mark. Back to where they came from, really. Couple of foot short from Greg. Now then, Calum's trotting after this one. Can it miss Greg's bowl?
Ooh! Just done it. Looks up at the crowd. Love it. This is what bowls is about. Just conducting them. So if this is what it's like at 6-9, what's it going to be like at 20 apiece?
Wow.
Wow. I apologise for all the lip readers out there.
Well, you think, finger peg, sit on Greg's bowl, only got to move it a foot and he counts 2. Does it peg up enough? Trying.
What a bowl that is! What a bowl that is! Wow! Love it!
You can't beat a bit of finesse.
Well,
have you noticed the same people keep on singing It's All Gone Quiet over there? I don't know who they're shouting at.
I don't know. So, wow. That was worth the price of admission alone. This is what this game is about.
Finger peg again. I think Calum particularly playing the finger peg against the left-handed Greg. Calum just querying the score. Score corrected to 8-9. Yeah, I was thinking, is Calum particularly playing finger peg because he likes the finger peg marks on this green? Is he playing finger peg to go against the left-handed Greg?
I think both, to be honest. I think it suits his game. Calum hasn't changed his game at all. If I was playing him, I'd expect him to play finger peg.
He does play to one side of the mat very much.
He does. Oh dear. Gone for gold, close, close, full. Ooh, just one. Vernon Lee used to do a lot of rag waving, when he scored chalks. Of course, he was a little bit smaller and a little bit nimbler than Calum, but as entertaining nonetheless.
The late, great Vernon Lee.
Absolutely. I must admit, I was playing in a game the other week. Well, I was watching a game the other week, and a lad played a foot toucher and promptly dabbed after doing it, which I thought was taking it to new levels.
Does he dab a lot?
He does. Well, no, not really. No.
So a bowl like that is worthy of a particular celebration.
Yes,
for them.
yes, a dab.
Yeah.
So that's not so bad. Left a bit of a gap.
I did actually dab once myself.
By accident?
No, did it deliberately, and was immediately told
never to do it again.
yeah. With particular emphasis by the young man I was with. He almost looked at me with disdain and go, "Do not do that again."
My children like me dabbing. I think it's very, very funny.
Well, not quite sure what Calum's done with that one. Compared to the last few ends, that's a rather poor bowl. Okay, shot for Greg here. Sit on Calum's bowl.
Watching it. Still watching it. Close. We've done it. Done enough.
I think after that last bowl of Calum's, he's almost off waiting for it to signal the 2 down. He's actually quite take that. He's only 1 down. But 10-9. Other semi-final is Wayne Ditchfield 9, Michael Beer 13. Although, let's be honest, not as lively as the game we're covering, that's not to say it's not a very good game of bowls itself.
So Greg, just trying to put a bit of distance between himself and the jack. Cause Calum a few more problems.
Left-handed, thumb peg mark. It'll stop in a minute.
Oh. Launched it off the green.
That's near run, Darren. Did we send them out there with shin pads on?
Change peg as our Calum. Still gone a yard past.
It's one of those annoying balls. Well, Greg's decided to go that way in as well.
Looks like he's launched this. From hand, I thought he'd absolutely buzzed it.
It's not stopped yet.
Yeah.
Not stopped yet.
Well, that is a really poor end from Greg. Most unusual at this stage of a game.
Calum casually trots after this one.
Yeah, arms up in the air. 11-10. Well, I'm glad the general public picked this game. It's been an absolute wonderful game. We're only halfway through it. There's kids wandering all over green and all sorts. What's going on?
Slightly loose lead from Calum as well.
Has all this histrionics got to the pair of them?
There's Greg's reply.
It's not going to be a toucher, but it may just win it. Yes, just gone in.
Who's after this is Calum. Stalking it.
Oh, he's left it.
Oh, he doesn't like it now. Not got up the hill. Took a yard out of his face when really he probably didn't need to. But he's taken 18-inch 2 foot over. Greg already lies a single point to go level, and now he's sent this one.
Twirled it
over.
Twirled it.
This to count a double, a pair, 2, and to go ahead 12-11.
It's not a bad game, this, to be fair. Not a bad game. Proper game for betting if they were still shouting the odds on the terraces.
You'd imagine if they did in-play betting, it would be a bit lively. It's like lively enough as it is.
Now, can he make a better lead than he did the last time he sent the jack out? The two very poor leads.
This is not very Greg Smith-like.
Not really. Oh, he sent this.
This may be as far as through as Greg's is short.
Has somebody substituted these players? Have they put me and you on instead?
Which one's which?
Well, I'd be Calum, obviously.
That could be moving my left hand, to be fair.
That sort of a size to be, you know. Although
you dream about having hair like that.
yeah, you're probably right. I did have hair before I came here, got shaved off. That's more like it now. How many is it?
They're a long way off.
They are.
He'll be a good judge to tell him that far off, especially with Greg's ball right next to him.
He's a million. He's an absolute million.
I think did the refs say 2 down? Well, Calum's wandered over for a check anyway, so. Other semi-final has Michael Beer 16-10 up against Wayne Ditchfield.
Well, he can't make his mind up.
If it's 2, do you just play a saver and just...
Well, I would. I'm of that sort of mindset. If it's 1,
you don't need to go full power at it. You've got back bowl.
That's right. If it's 1, I think Calum will strike because that's his A game. There you go. What about that? That's a real hit. Take the ball out without moving the jack. Fantastic.
Well, is that a saver or a counter? We don't know. We shall soon find out. Some hit though, to be fair.
Absolutely. Everything's got a bit slower these last 10 minutes. Nothing. It was going a million miles an hour, and then. If you think about it, you could have a pair of refs in each corner, couldn't you? Just ready to spring into action. There was that many of them. Yeah, Wraight 1.
The game is level at 12 across.
12 across. Wow.
And the finger peg mark,
Needs
middle of
to
the
run.
green. Not the worst lead in the world. Happy with it now. 10-inch off.
It's not so bad. It's, I am enjoying this game. Well, what an effort this is. Just gone out. Just. If it falls over, it'll probably fall in, but... Ref takes Geggs off. Have a look. Points at Calum. Calum says, yes, I know I'm in. Points back at the ref. A lot of pointing going on.
Other semi-final, Wayne Ditchfield 13, Michael Beer 16. Currently Wayne Ditchfield specialising in sending the leads 4 foot, 5 foot away from the jack.
Oh, he's not sent this. Not sent it. Might have got one.
I would suggest it's only one, though it's not difficult, not easy to tell.
I mean, the only good thing is it's.
Well, it's jammed against his own, so
yeah, it's a one-ball target.
he can be clipped out, but
He came at it the other peg, didn't he? He's looking to see if he hits it where the jack's going to go. I think.
other game, Wayne Ditchfield played through with his second bowl, was offline, went in off his own bowl to knock the jack off the green. Greg Smith, full power. And
Struck and missed.
Well,
Now then.
it's definitely one to Calum. Just removing that bowl. Measures called.
Measures again. Do you think we'll see any histrionics like this tomorrow, Steve? We'll see any dancing round balls, or
I don't think so.
No. It's a bit more of a purer version of the game.
Yeah,
without the histrionics.
yeah, they're too busy trying to too busy putting balls close rather than to worry about doing all this, that, and t'other.
Just the one. Just the one only. So, 13-12.
Now from the middle of the green, Calum's looking to play into the pub corner, then changes his mind and goes towards, well, where Charlie Tatt would be sitting if he was still with us. Finger peg after it. Needs to finish.
Further the better.
Running it in. Ooh. You'd think he's left too much room there with his lead.
Certainly further. Certainly further. If it gets on that trampled bit. No, just short of it. I don't think you can see it from that picture, just how bare and worn it is now down that edge, and somebody still goes on. Oh, just look to the camera, yeah, tremendous.
Someone's interfering with our cameraman.
Drinking on an empty head again. I think there's been plenty of that today. Better.
It's finger peg, it'll peg a bit in a minute. Not
He'll
too
still
far.
win it. Has he left it?
Can I bowl
Has
this?
he left it?
What bowl's this?
Played short when not in. Criminal.
Well,
Can't believe it. Is that 2-shot gap the most has ever been in Calum's favour? I don't think he's been more than one in front, has he? He's 5 behind, wasn't he? 5-0 down, was he? Bit of a turnaround.
Calum Wraight currently 14-12 up.
Likes it.
Stalking it, waving at it. Other game, Michael B lies 2 to go, 19-13 up against Wayne Ditchfield. Greg's turned his peg. Ooh, runs into the back of Calum's bowl. And Wayne Ditchfield has played an absolute reeling. Signals to the crowd he's been getting a little bit of stick off. And will lead out next end 14-17. A bit of danger here for Calum if he goes his original peg. I'm fairly certain Greg's bowl can be pushed into the jack.
I think there's danger both ways in here, but he can't afford to not try and affect the end somehow. It's one of those, if he doesn't do it, Greg will do it. So even if he comes and tries to just move the jack slightly,
Well,
he's made sure he's past the jack. That's another bonus, but trying to jam his own ball.
well,
That's it. That's the ball he wanted.
is it a 1 or is it a 2 shot, Andrew?
It's a hell of a shot, whatever it is. Should be a 3 shot, that.
Greg's getting a bit of refreshment. Have you noticed he didn't have a full pint?
No.
Calum thinks it's only 1.
That'll be measures then. Oh no, just claimed a 1. 13-14.
Left-handed finger peg mark. There's not a lot of room past the jack. And now there's not a lot of room in front of the jack.
That's a bit of a ball, isn't it? There's our intrepid cameraman, risking his life to get you this shot.
If he stays there when Calum strikes, then
You can see the ball coming over the crown now.
this is off with a miss.
It's going to smash the camera if it
Off
misses.
with a miss.
Hasn't missed. Knock the jack off. Nullified end.
Some bowler. Wow, says someone from the crowd. Other semi-final, Wayne Ditchfield 16, sending the jack. Michael Beer 17.
Well, they've certainly been entertained today. Every penny they've spent been well worth it. Entertainment, you can't get it at that price. Every one of them knows who's going to win. Gone right in the full corners. Has he just started feeling this a little bit, Greg? Yeah, got it out nice.
Normally when he has a delay like that before he sends his bowl, it's a real 'un.
Well, it's not a real one, but not so bad. Maybe a yard off. Not licked it. Good couple of yards short, not on the road either. Come out nice. Come out nice, just needs to be a length. Road's good. Not so bad. Again, living like live, lick one, you'll lick them both. Calum.
Yeah, yard all round.
To back.
Now
to
for
back.
this. Now for this.
Absolutely to back. I have more chance of winning this end than that ball. Well.
Go by. 15-14 to Greg Smith. Calum's
wandering off the green.
Not quite sure where Calum's going, but
I think he's going to his bag to either get a new rag or to get a drink or something. Singing to him, cheerio, cheerio.
Other semi-final, Michael Beer, 18-16, and Michael with a lead bowl 3 or 4 inches from the jack on a thumb peg mark across the middle of the green.
So it gets back underway. The game of the day so far. Smith 15, Wraight 14. Playing Greg's thumb peg, the left-hander's thumb peg. A good 45 yards towards the cop. On a beautiful road. Just needs to run, going to pull up short, maybe about a yard. Just a yard, 4 feet, something like that.
Well, similar distance to the two he got last end, and Calum couldn't do anything about it.
Absolutely. This looks better. Better road, better pace. Yes, whatever he's got out of his bag, it's done him the world of good. Good ball.
He's pulled a good ball from his back pocket.
I think he was hiding it in his bag. Maybe. Oh no. Good. Oh. Sorry, I was just watching the other game. I thought he played a marvellous ball.
The other game, Michael Beer has now got to 19, in 19-16 up.
That's not Jimmy Savile back.
Wayne Ditchfield.
That's what Jimmy Savile back. What? Change peg. Misses his own is a real chance. Real chance. Has he got the jack?
Oh,
what a ball that is. Wow. Doesn't get better than this. He's come at it. He's come at it. He's close, you know. He's very close, you know. Done it for me.
Oh, he's done the gap.
Oh.
He's done the gap.
Wow. Oh. I've seen it, but I don't believe it. What a bowl. How unfortunate. How do you find a gap that wide at 45 yards? Any movement on Jacko ball was good for Calum. Got nothing. Wow.
Greg very consistent in playing those yard off leads.
Yeah. They'd be good ones for us, Steve. We'd be happy with that.
I'm not condemning them, I can show you with that. Calum's walking after this one. Did it drift by Greg's ball?
Needs to run, it can't run.
No. My co-commentator is being plied with drink. Now, Greg, 16-14 up, lies one. Goes to try and play another to give him potentially a 4-point lead in this game.
Wouldn't. Just got one for me. Well, Calum, similar sort of ball. Don't get to back. Don't get to back, Calum. Use it, he says. Use it. Oh!
One to Calum, 15-16 in the other semi-final. Michael Beer has a lead bowl within 2 or 3 inches of the jack. He leads 20-16 against Wayne Ditchfield.
It needed that hit, you know.
Well, shall we say, I don't think it was short of the jack.
Fortune favours the brave. Calum chanced his arm, got the result. He was most unlucky the end before. They say it balances out. Well,
Michael Beer lies 2, only needs 1. Wayne Ditchfield playing through to try and save the game. Hits the jack, but I'm not sure he hits it far enough. He doesn't. And in his first semi-final result, Wayne Ditchfield 16, Michael Beer 21. Back to our game. Calum Wright walking in a bowl to count 2. If he counts those 2, he goes past Greg Smith. But there is room for Greg to play a bowl here. He's looking at it, you know. He's looking at it.
Short. Gonna fall out.
2 for Calum.
Could only happen to me, this, Steve. Our kind sponsors have given us a few pens as freebies, and I've found one that works at last.
You probably found you've been leaning on that and it's got a bit greasy from your palms.
Oh, is that what happens?
Ah.
Very good. Right, Calum, have you led us one?
No. 1 in front, 17-16. Obviously would have hoped for a better lead than that. There's Greg, passes Calum's bowl. Still leaves room. There's nothing within, 18 inch of the jack.
Just lick it with a front nodder.
Well, has he put this down a bit light?
All right, this. All right, if it misses that ball. Would have won it.
Greg's on. There's obviously the danger going that peg unless he goes. Make sure he goes wider. I think he's turned over. Trying to get another ball underneath. Needs to be a length. It looks like it's going to fall the right way for him.
Kick him in.
Measures are being called. Kick them in, says the choir.
I wonder if they do shows or anything, or requests. That'd be good.
Depends what you request them to do, surely.
Well, I can think of a few things. Really?
2 for Greg Smith. 18-17, he now leads in the second semi-final of the BCGBA Fred Olsen Cruise Lines Champion of Champions.
His leading's just deserted him a little bit. Just struggling for a good lead, really, to put the pressure on.
Last 10 minutes or so, neither one of them really has led great.
This has reached as well. Well, I suppose they can't stand them all over the jack every end, can they? Good road. Won't be so bad now. Dead length. Beatable. Well, it's tight.
Too sure about this.
Tight. It's tight.
Oh. Ooh. Saved with a bad one. But Greg Smith too clear now. 19-17.
Not a vintage end at all, that. Really.
Well, both of them are kind of in danger of limping over, or trying to look like they're limping over the line.
I think the topsy-turvy nature of the scores you can forgive them for the standard of the ball, and it's been a tremendous game. They can't play at 100% all the time. I think the fact the game's been so close since 5 across really has been a thriller. Now then, that's a better lead. It's more like it. Well, Calum, length required.
Needs to hit, needs to stop on something, finds the gap.
Well, just another ball somewhere near Mex 2, puts the pressure on Calum. Yeah, that's good there. Got to just rely on his draw shot to beat them. Can't afford to be short though. Needs to finish. Finish now. Good ball, good ball. Yeah.
Wraight 18, Smith 19.
Glad I'm not playing this game. I think my blood pressure would have gone through the roof.
Your head would have fell off about half an hour ago.
No. That was the old Cairns. My leg or my foot or my ankle would have fell off by now. Okay. The head's the only thing that is.
If your head's the only thing you can rely on, then your game's in trouble.
Well, guess what? It is. Oh dear. I hope you can hear some of these comments at home. I can't possibly repeat them, but well, not so bad. Not so bad. You'd expect Greg to get one in there though. Oh, made it worse.
Well, you can see from the screens there, Calum's bowl, barely an inch away from the jack.
I think
Got to be slightly careful.
He's got to be past the jack. Got to be behind the jack.
Any kind of connection on the jack forces it into Greg's bowl, and then it forces Calum's bowl out. It forces the jack into Calum's bowl, and it forces his bowl out.
Well, it's in the way. In the way. Come to the wheel at it though. Quite a shallow peg.
He only requires 2 for game.
I think with his left hand, I think he'd be better coming at it. His finger peg. Dragging it round that short ball of Calum's. If he misses that front ball with any pace on, jams the jack, pushes Calum's ball away, makes 2 for game. That's the ball how I see it. But he's got a little bit of
the first thing, he can't really make it worse. I can't see how we can.
This is the ball. This is the ball, you know.
Not going to get back.
No, he just needed to graze Calum's ball. He was expecting some bias, and
that kind of land, he was almost have to play a dead weight.
Yeah, that's right. He could have played that length, but he just had to be just missing Calum's short ball.
Well, he couldn't make it worse. He couldn't possibly put Calum in for another.
No. Not at that pace.
19 across.
Now then.
Who will be playing Michael Beer in the final of the Fred Olsen Cruise Lines Champion of Champions?
Needs to stop, you know.
It's not so bad.
Well, I know, but these lads are playing to inches, Steve.
Well, it's finished better because it's pegged 6 inches in the last foot.
I wish that referee had moved. Oh, there you go. These lads are playing to inches. They don't like us playing to yards. Needs to run.
Not getting
Needs
there.
to run.
Not getting there.
It's had a blowout.
Wow.
Now then. Most important ball of the game so far. Needs to make another. And he has done. He has done. All over it. Right behind the jack. Now then. Game on. Got to strike. Got to strike at these.
You think if he hits the jack correctly, it's going to bounce back towards his own bowl. The crowd hushes.
Oh!
Now, there's a spin on the jack, and we cannot tell from here who was on.
Wow.
Referee's first there. Right one is the indication.
It looks like it from that shot, certainly. I would say so. From our vantage point, it's hard to see because we've got a few things in the way, but I've no doubt they'll measure him. I think he's just called for measure so he can have a drink. I think that's
has anyone got a pint he can have?
That's certainly a good result. Certainly a good result. Save game, whatever. That's the main thing.
They're measuring this with a 19-metre tape.
Yeah, Wraight in by a good inch or so. 20, going for the wire. Calum Wraight. Now he's going off for a little drink. There's all sorts going on here today, you know.
Is it going to be an all Shropshire battle, or is it going to be Shropshire against Warwick and Worcester in the final of the Fred Olsen Cruise Lines Champion of Champions?
Whoever it is, they'll fully deserve their place. This has been a phenomenal semi-final. This is the sort of bowls that we need to get across to the general public. It's not the bowls in the park, it's not all that nonsense, it's this at the top level of the game.
The elite level.
The elite level.
The Olympians of bowls.
And these guys are definitely the elite. This is the face of bowls. 2 young lads battling it out for all they've got to win one of the most coveted prizes in the game. Not even to win it, just to get a chance to win it.
Would have gone 18 inch that bowl at least with a miss.
Oh. The tension is palpable.
The crowd falls quiet, which is some achievement knowing this crowd.
Like it. Won it. Unless it falls, might fall out. The ref wants to know. I think he should strike at this ball. Dusted it. That was the second prize. That's why I thought he should strike at it.
Slightly lucky because could have easily got a gap.
He could, but
then Greg had a bowl for game. If you can do it so well, why not keep on doing it?
I think if he'd have just played through and rested Greg's ball out, Greg's got a shot for game.
Give Greg the back ball.
I just think that was, for Calum, that was the percentage ball. For me and you, probably wasn't, because we'd have knocked his own off. Is it really 20-6?
Yeah.
Doesn't time fly?
When do we start this broadcast?
1 o'clock. Not so bad.
Happy with it?
Ooh, well. 15 inch, 16. Not just as good as he thought it was. Oh. It's not come out well. Not come out well at all.
He likes it, you know.
But it's a good one.
Oh, he's almost moon dancing. Don't quite know where he's going.
Oh,
what? Not convinced that's the right thing to do.
Ooh,
could he miss
Calum.
that by a distance?
I think, do you know, he looked back as though he'd slipped off the mat. I'm wondering if we can see when they get a shot of the mat where, oh no. There might have been, yes, you can see there's a skid mark there at the side of the mat where he slipped. Yeah, definitely slipped.
I think Calum expects Greg to get game with this.
Oh, and everyone's going, shh, what's that about? Nobody's shushed, he's whooshed it. I think he's whooshed it. He's whooshed it, it's too far. Love it. Oh, a bit of jelly arm, suggesting jelly arm.
Isn't jelly on when you're sure?
Not always.
Ah, right.
Just when you have a chance and you don't take it. Boo.
What have we done?
Of course, last week we saw a lot of telly arm. Today we've seen a bit of jelly arm. I don't think so. I think he was. He'd have kicked himself. He'd have been short. So you were on the side of caution.
Left-hander's thumb peg from the middle of the green.
Oh.
Almost a bang in front of Billy Forber's board.
Is Billy Forber bored? Can't be bored watching this game. He's played one. He's absolutely stacked one on the jack. Huh? That far?
His ball finished about 4 inches.
Off
this
green.
is off green.
Off the green. Off the green. Oh.
He's only got 1 ball to play now. He's been told it was a foot 18 inch off, and in reality it's about
like 4
inch. Do you think a few brummies in the crowd have been told that 4 inch is not quite what they think it is?
I think there might be a pitch invasion after this game. Looking at everyone's on the green, they can't see. The people at the far end of the stadium cannot see, so everybody's on the green at the minute.
There's only 1 ball Calum's going to play here.
There must be 50 people on the green watching this. He's got to hit it, and he's got to hit it full. Wow. Whew. Jeepers. Can they play 4-2 up? I don't want this.
Won't be enough light.
I don't want this game to end. I didn't think I would see a better game than the Ditchfield Beer game last Tuesday, but this is right up there with it, but for different reasons. I'm not sure. I don't think the bowling's just been
For tension, yeah. For bowls quality, no.
No, but for everything else around the game, absolutely fantastic. It's had absolutely everything.
Well, no matter where you are, if you're watching these pictures, be you sitting on a lovely beach on a laptop,
He's washed it.
we hope you're enjoying them.
Is that a bit of tension?
Well,
Bit of tension in the arm.
he must have thought the game was won last end.
If he nails one here, it's game over.
But tell you what, he's not give up on this yet. It must win.
Must be a good one then.
He's almost thinks it's too far.
It's not so bad. Rather have it than lick it.
Not the easiest to beat that either. What does he jack? Well, it's past the jacks who can afford to try and rest on it. Oh. Is he underneath?
Thinks it's to back.
Underneath.
To back.
He's condemned it. It's all over. He's give up. It's at it. Game over, ladies and gentlemen. Calum Wraight wins 21-20.
Wow. Just wow. What a game of bowls that was. Calum Wraight, narrowest of margins against arguably the game's